All right, welcome back to Cricket for Americans. Nick here, and I'm back to back, baby, with the Bodyline reactions. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you are, if you're one of the 500 that so far that have watched the first, or not the first one, but the one I reacted to yesterday, part 4, thank you so much for coming back for part 5. That's right, Bodyline part 5. 2 more parts after this to finish the entire thing up. I think we're in the middle of the second episode here of the original miniseries. This one's going to end, and it's going to start the third episode halfway through or something like that. I have not seen this yet, but I'm excited to see how the story continues where we left off. Jardine was having a conversation. I don't know who this old guy is. I'm not sure if he's just like their equivalent of like the cricket board in England or something like that. I don't know who this older dude is. Let me know. Help me out a little bit in the information. Not so much what his name is, but like what he does, what influence he has. But I think they were talking about him becoming captain and starting off with their club team, where I think the journalist guy, Fender, is their captain, if I'm not mistaken. We saw Australia playing that county club team, that county team, whatever they call that, as a warm-up before they played against England in the Ashes. And someone in the comment section let me know about that, so thank you so much. I was confused about that. But they were having a conversation. I think it was something about how he can get himself in. Now, you see I'm rocking the baggy green. There is a story behind that. I am an England fan of England cricket. In England and India have been my 2 teams, and USA as well, of course. But I'm rocking the baggy green because, first of all, it was a gift from one of our wonderful viewers, so thank you so much for that. And second of all, the baggy green is beautiful. I mean, it is classic. It is endless. If you want to see an English blue hat, I'm not sure what the word term is for it. All you got to do is send us one through CFA, one for me and Gabe, and you're good to go, my friend. But I'm excited to check this out. If you're excited for my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the other Bodyline reaction I've done so far for parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to rock into the V, part 5. With all that being said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Here we... Full screen. Go.
Rather difficult for you to be considered.
Yes, I know that, my lord.
I do like this guy, though.
Has Fender ever indicated to you how long he might remain as captain of Surrey?
No, my lord, we've never discussed it.
Would he stand down?
Now, full disclosure, I have seen his first few seconds when I was getting this reaction ready. I haven't seen
I
past.
don't know, I'd never ask him. He's my greatest friend.
Not seen this, just
Not
the first few
even it
seconds.
meant a chance of being captain of England.
So I believe he wants
No, not even
him
then.
to be captain of England, but he's got to be captain of the count. I'm not exactly sure.
I'm sorry.
Hold on.
He's got principles right now. He's not willing to go against his friend.
I admire loyalty.
This dude reminds me of the owner of the Black Sox, the White Sox, 1919. Look at him.
So, what did Lord Almighty Harris want?
He's been talking to
Harris.
Warner. He wanted to hear my thoughts on Bradman.
What did you tell him?
No, nothing new.
What is that all?
Well, he congratulated me on my foresight. Then he rattled on about India, his childhood. I think he's lonely.
Well, I'm not surprised, given his personality.
Seriously.
I'll wait in the car.
Shan't be a minute.
I shout to be
Good
a minute.
evening.
I love it.
Oh, good evening, my lord. Yes, that would be possible. No trouble. Well, tomorrow morning at 11. Good night.
I think I have some bad news. Does he got real grapes just chilling there, or are those the fake grapes?
I'm quite sure that you don't want to spend any longer with me than you have to, so I'll come straight to the point.
This guy.
If you would, my lord.
Regardless of how good a cricketer you might be, I think we both realize that you will never captain England.
Do we? Why is that?
Because I say so, that's why.
If I might be permitted an observation, my lord, you are no longer young.
No. But I am sure that the Almighty would be just as distressed as me to see you as captain.
Oh my gosh.
I am quite confident he'll leave me here for as long as I am needed.
And is that the purpose of this meeting? For you to inform me of your divine mission?
Scoundrel. Scoundrel.
I asked you here to talk about Jardine. He's a contender. Very strong contender. Of course, you would first have to become a county captain.
I believe Nottinghamshire is looking for someone.
I was thinking of somewhere closer to home.
Have you spoken to Douglas about this?
Yes. He refused to raise it with you. He has shown great loyalty.
Okay, at least he was honest about that. I was going to lose it if he didn't.
And what do you say?
And what do you say? I love the actor.
You speak of God. But you give me the devil's alternative.
Nice line. He has a fake mustache. It's got to be a fake mustache. It's a little uneven on one side. It's got little parts that hook up. He didn't care at all about that jab. Man, he stirred up some drama.
Where the hell have you been?
My apologies.
Thought you'd forgotten.
I'm sorry,
We're
Edith.
about to go.
Don't worry. The table was booked for 8. I'm sure they will have held it.
Douglas, before we go, I'd like to have a chat, if you don't mind. And a drink. Well, I have spent the day in St. James Park, thinking. And the upshot of it is, I've decided to step down at Surrey.
Wow. He was convinced.
Why?
Oh, there comes a time when a man must think about his life, his achievements, his successes, and he must be realistic. I have sadly neglected the wine business of late. And the truth is, my best cricket is behind me.
That's rubbish. You've been speaking to Lord Harris.
I ran into it.
He's very smart.
What did he say?
He rattled on about India, his childhood.
Nice.
I think he's lonely.
Ooh, look at Hugo. Put on an acting clinic right here. He's a strong actor, too.
Do it, Douglas.
No, I can't. Not like this.
Forget about the circumstances. If I can't, then nothing would please me more than to see you have it. Take it as a gift.
But he can't just decide that, can he? Or maybe he could back
Gift
then
to
as
you.
the current captain.
Loyal friend.
I mean, I guess that old dude is for it, so he'll make it happen, like he said. She's tearing up.
That night, Douglas became captain of Surrey. Within months, he was to achieve his game's greatest accolade. He would be named captain of England.
After just a few months?
In his campaign to regain the Ashes, Douglas's weapon would be Harold Larwood, his plan, Bodyline.
So he's already come up with it.
The captain. The captain.
He's already come up... See, this is interesting that he seems like a stand-up guy. He seems like an actually stand-up guy. And I'm really surprised by that decision because I still have yet to see where he's so desperate that he's to make this decision. I know he's got pressure on him, but he's not willing to betray his friend. He respects Bradman, even though he's the enemy. But he just doesn't seem like that kind of guy. At least the way it's portraying to me. And I'm curious, I'm surprised why the show, and again, sometimes at the end they do go ahead a little bit, so they might go back a little bit, and then if they do, then I'll apologize. But I'm surprised the show at this point, at least with that narration at the end, that they haven't shown him coming up with the idea. They've got to in the next part because that would only make sense. They did the same thing with they talked about like the 3-man and changing the game and the ashes, and then in the next episode they still went back a little bit and showed them get into that that situation. But man, that's rough. I'm surprised that the other guy, Fender, he seems much older, that he'd be young enough to even think that he'd have a chance. I don't think he's playing on the international side, or for England, for that matter. But I mean, man alive. I had no idea he even had those aspirations. I thought he was just messing around on the county team. So this is, Jardine's in there. And I don't think Bradman's the captain. He's still like only 21 for crying out loud. Larwood's his weapon. He's going to use Larwood as the main proponent of Bodyline. John Grady, that's the guy's name. Fantastic actor. What's the other dude's name? I'm going to show the old guy. No, they're not going to. I might have missed him too. But man, this is going to be... I don't think we're going to see too much in part 5 today of the actual Bodyline. I'm sure it's going to be all about putting the pieces together. But man, there's a lot of names on that, putting the story together here for this miniseries. So many people. I guess they use them as consultants to make sure that they get it correct. All right, here we go. I'll stop talking.
Donald George Bradman, born 1908, son of a carpenter from Bowral in New South Wales. Son of a carpenter. It's worth a thought. An exceptional athlete, excelling in tennis, golf, running, shooting, ping pong, marbles, and of course...
Anything he wants.
His average score in his first season was 101. He holds the record for the highest
Wasn't
score
much different than his ending.
452
average.
not out. The highest score in Test cricket, 334. The most number of runs in a day, 309. The most number of runs in a series, 975. And this on foreign soil. The cold and the damp of England.
Those are 5-game series,
and in
right?
Australia, when it's 100 in the shade, he can score 300 in the sun. The man is a veritable batting machine, and still only 23.
23.
If he continues in this fashion, he will become the most phenomenal batsman of all time.
And what'd you say about him earlier?
Imagine what history will say about the man who was able to defeat him.
Yes, Percy. What else do you have? I need all the information I can get. His batting averages on every type of wicket. I need to look at every time he's failed, see if there's a common element. We must find his weakness.
Well, assuming he has one.
What we must do first is talk to some bowlers. Fast bowlers. Was there no time you had him worried?
No, Mr. Jardine. I bowled fastest and hardest I could at him, but he always had my measure.
Well, a couple of our chaps did try bowling round the wicket, and his leg stump. Well, that kept down his runs. Bradman wouldn't have liked that. No, he didn't.
Yes, he likes to make runs, doesn't he?
Thank you,
Who
George.
doesn't? Come on, man.
Apart from that, there was no other time we had him in the slightest amount of difficulty at all. Thank you, George. Perhaps if you spoke with someone who bowled at him more often. Larwood, for instance.
Sad they make the super old guy be the butler, right? I mean, how do you feel about that? This really, really old man that could be your grandfather serving you.
Aye, he hit most of them too. You know, he scored more runs off me than anyone in the 1930 series.
Hurts.
He's a fair hand with the bat, all right.
What about the Oval, the last test?
Oh, I'd rather forget that. He scored 232.
After Rain had stopped play, you were brought back on.
I got a bit of lift and thought for a moment I might have him.
Yes, he went through for a suicide run to get off strike. Do you remember?
Oh, with the end of a long day, we'd all had enough. His concentration had gone.
Well, I thought that he was nervous.
Well, I am fast, Mr. Jardine.
Yes, I know, Harold. Could you just think? Try to remember each ball.
That'd be really hard to do.
Well, there was one thing.
There you go.
Though I didn't pay it much mind at the time. When you come into ball with Bradman, there's one thing you always notice. Sets him apart from other batsmen. You don't move. He stands perfectly still. Well, the fourth or fifth ball, that last over, as I came in to deliver, I noticed him sort of moving, sort of...
Edging away.
I don't know. I thought I saw his feet move, but no one else noticed it.
Did he do it again?
No, after that, he went straight through for the run. Sorry, Mr. Jardine, it's not much, but it's the only time I sensed I had him in trouble.
Thank you, Harold.
It's like he's the police officer and the investigator, and the other guy's a witness to the crime.
What?
That was really interesting. I do like this part right here.
Now, watch his foot.
Investigatory.
All right, so he moved his foot. Douglas, you're making too much of this.
No, Percy, I'm not. Larwood also sensed something. He said it was the only time that he detected any movement from Bradman before the delivery.
Oh, come. All batsmen move their feet. I myself have
Not
the habit
Bradman.
of...
Yeah, not Bradman, homie. It does look like a stretch, but it's got to be something.
All right, so he moved his foot. Now, where does that get you?
Come over here.
Right. Oh, just a minute.
See, he's got a blue cap.
Ready?
Now, the ball pitches short and comes at you head high. How would you play it?
Absolutely, it's obvious.
Show me.
Onto the back foot, play defensively, or step inside the line and dispatch it for 4. Preferably 6.
Fine.
Yes, preferably 6
Now.
for sure.
Watch this. Now watch his back foot. See? Now, you do the same thing.
Well,
Here comes the short-pitched ball. What stroke are you playing?
a bloody awful one.
How would you feel if you played a stroke like that to a head-high ball?
Nervous?
Precisely. It could be the ball to which Bradman doesn't have an answer. What I need are men who can bowl short, fast, and accurately. Ball after ball, hour after hour. Yes, fast bowlers. As many as I can get.
Well, it may be what you'd like. It's not what the selectors are going to give you.
We'll worry about the selectors later.
Wow.
Let's see the bowlers first. In
He
Australia,
says first things first,
the weather's
homie.
hot, the grounds are hard, the ball loses its shine early and won't do what you want it to. If you want to be in my team, you will all have to be fitter than you've ever been, swifter than arrow from Tartar's bow, and twice as accurate. Bose, what do you think about that?
All right, it's fine by me. I'm soon to be married. I could use the extra money.
Bose?
Use extra money.
I just like cricket, Bradman.
Harold?
Aye. Give it a go.
Is he falling down, or is he just climbing like a bear crawl style or something?
Minutes 50 seconds.
Bugger.
That's 8 pints you've cost me.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, that's right. He said they want him to get in their fittest condition they can. Oh, that like steam coming from everywhere. Is that fog? Oh, nice. This is ball.
Harold Larwood, I know it's you. You're not a wicket now.
11 minutes 50 seconds.
Shaved off what, a minute 40?
That'll be 24 pints, lads. Thank you.
He does that and then he drinks a beer? I don't know if that's going to help. Unless he doesn't want to lose any weight and he just wants to get in a better condition. Drink the beer to keep the weight. Come on, man. Hit the coin.
All right.
Ooh, close.
Very a bit short, aren't they? Oh, just an experiment. Rather dangerous experiment, if you ask me. Someone might get hurt.
You couldn't be more right, my friend. You couldn't be more right. Come on, Lowood. You're the secret weapon.
I say.
Nice.
Well bowled, Harold. He's the fastest bowler on the face of the earth.
Yes. But is he fast enough for Bradman? It is spin bowling which will beat Bradman, if anything will. Especially on Australian wickets.
Nobody has used pace properly.
Well, it's good that you're thinking broadly, old chap, but I think you're barking up the wrong tree. If I were you, I'd stick to my spin attack.
Who are these guys? Do they have any power whatsoever?
So you believe that pace bowling
Or they're just
is the
there to
solution to
chatter?
our Bradman problem?
Yes, sir, I do.
What does...
Oh my gosh! There's no way it's already done. There's no way. That is crazy. Yeah, I guess. Oh my gosh, these things are so fast. I am truly, like, if I haven't said this enough, I am loving this Bodyline series. It is so, even like this episode was like a slower episode. They're hatching the plan. They are doing a lot of talking, right? But I'm absolutely loving it. I'm completely bought in. I mean, it's going by so quick every episode, which is always a sign of something you really, really enjoy. I hope it's going quick for you as you're watching this with me. Thank you so much for that. But he's very smart not to talk to anyone about the official plan of it, right? He's getting these guys together. But you put that coin there on the grass, and they're bowling it so short, going for those head bouncers. People are not that stupid. They're going to be like, why do you want them to bowl at your head? They're talking about, yeah, these guys are fast, this or that, this is dangerous, but why is that your intention? You're not going to bowl against yourselves. You're going to bowl against Australia. That part I'm a little surprised about, but I really, really enjoyed this one. It's interesting how it started. My reaction part, at least, started and ended with the conversation between those two guys. And I like how Jardine did not betray his friend and try to usurp him, so to speak. I don't like how Fender kind of gave it up so quickly, but he did see the greater good, so that was very honorable of him to do that. And I really like this episode, and I can't wait for it to have 2 more parts. That's it. About 40 minutes left in the entire miniseries. There's so much still to happen. I can't imagine they're going to spend too much time on the Bodyline part since there's only about 38 minutes left. But we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know what else you want Gabe and I to react to in the future. We got Cricket Tuesday coming up and everything else. Thank you so much for checking this out. Look out for any last-minute live streams we might have showing up. And with all that being said, thanks so much for joining me today. Until next time, adios.